it's Laura from Craft and See with Laura B. How are you doing today? I am well, thank you. Today we are going to finish or show you my idea for Tommy at Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy's challenge, Think Outside the Box challenge. And where each week a different creator picks a medium and uses it in a different way than it normally is used in junk journals. So the first week, Tommy used acetate, but you couldn't use it as like a window for a pocket. And then the following week was Rhoda at Rhoda Burke, and she did tinfoil, but obviously it couldn't be flat like you normally would do. And so last week was Keong Shotwell, and she used safety pins, and it was really cool. It looked like a corset and everything. I highly recommend you go look at it. And I still haven't figured out anything to do with that. I mean, I've met the first two challenges, but Keong, you have me stumped, girl. I mean, completely stumped. I still at this point, I'm like, yeah, forget it. I don't know what to do. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but I don't know if it would be considered a dangle. You couldn't use a paper clip or the safety pin as a dangle. Anyway, so mine, I came up with fabric. And of course, no, you can't use fabric as like this. You have to do something, alter it completely. The more texture you put on it, the more I like it, the more it is acceptable. So what I did is I made pinwheels. I think that's what they're called, pinwheels. And I decided to make a tag out of the pinwheels. So what I did is I took, it's a very thick tag because it needs to be glued there. I took manila file folder and cut it down to the length I wanted it, cut it to the length I wanted it, and then took two backing papers. I think these are Shabby Dabby Doo-Dah, but I always have them, I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been like 2 years, over 2 years, so I don't know. It's either her or G. Kurt, one of the two. Anyway, so I took this, covered it with both sides, so it's a very thick tag, and I wanted it very sturdy because I'm going to hot glue all these pinwheels on it. So, I got my hot glue gun heating up. Let's see how ready she is. Okay, we're ready. So, I did all but one because it is fairly time consuming, and you know, you don't want to be here all day. So I just twist it and twist it and twist it and twist it until I get a point. And then as carefully as I can, like this is a low temp hot glue gun, but you know, it's still possible to burn yourself on them, as you well know. So I have never been taught how to do these. I may or may not have seen one done and then went from there. I do not remember. So we're going to put some there. And then I twist and twist and twist the fabric as I hold it next to it and let it, looks like I have glue, hot glue right there. This is not a neat project. I've not found it to be, but then I am not a neat crafter, as my craft room would attest. And you're not going to get to see that. And I have a good army friend of mine who, when he saw my room at one point, he's like, it looks like a can of F blew up in here. And I don't know why I found that funny, probably because I use that word liberally. But I was telling a friend of mine that my craft room and craft desk looks like 3 cans of F blew up in here. Alright, so I'm going to keep doing this and try to do it as quickly as I can, otherwise we'll be here for forever. As it is, I may have to pause the video, stop the video. I have a doctor's appointment that I have to leave for in a little over an hour. So today is Tuesday. I've already shot this morning my Peter Rabbit, which comes out tomorrow, or in your universe when you watch this, it will have been on Thursday. This will go up on This is going up on Saturday, as you will well know when you see it. So how are you all today? I know I jumped right into this. I've got a lot to do on it in a very short amount of time. I don't want to, like I said, I don't like to keep you here forever. And I'm trying very hard to do this on camera. But if I don't get it all the way, basically, this is what I'm doing. Oops, come back here. Come back here. I've got so many things flying off my desk. There. So, I just keep twisting the fabric. And I'm sure there are other ways to do this. I know that people can make flowers using a needle and thread and doing it that way. I have never learned. As I said, no one taught me this. I may or may not have seen it on a video, but I cannot be certain. I'm sorry, I got really quiet. I couldn't figure out. It is rainy, 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 rainy here in Washington. And I was trying to listen to see, is that raining or is it the chicks? It's the chicks, I think. Or it could be rain because, you know, it has been raining since Friday and it will continue to rain through the weekend. Yay! But I suppose that's why they call it the Evergreen State. I think it's the Evergreen State. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I keep thinking maybe that's Colorado. I just sound like a moron all of a sudden. Oh. So, how are you all doing? What are you working on? I would love to hear what you're doing. And drop me a note in the comments. You can also join my Facebook group. It's shockingly Craft and See with Laura B. You know, because I've got to remember the name, so, you know, I always kind of stuck with my YouTube channel name. But anyway, join the group and post your makes there. I would absolutely love to see them. Membership is free and easy to join. You can cancel at any time. There's no commitment necessary. Wow, this one is going a lot faster than it did when I was watching TV and doing it, which is probably the reason it's going so quickly. You know, I'm not looking up at the TV and trying to figure out what's going on. All right. Now, I just ripped fabric into, about 1-inch strips. I did not pay attention to how many I was making out of each fabric color, so that's why it's unevenly matched. But really, it doesn't matter. I've also got these gems, which we will hot glue on once I get them all placed. And I have some leaves here. This leaf ribbon, I guess it's called a ribbon or trim or whatever. I got it off of Amazon a long time ago. Oh, well, not a long time ago. Probably a year or so ago. But, yep, it's raining. It's supposed to be a blustery, rainy day today. Which it seems like we didn't get rain for quite a while. And so we're making up for it now. You know, the whole April showers means May flowers and all that kind of stuff. If you hear that awful sound, Candace, close your ears if you hear it. My dog, I gave her a bath this morning. I did exactly what my mother would never do when I was growing up with her little, I guess they were toy poodles. She wouldn't give them a bath unless it was nice outside because it takes so long to dry. I don't want them to get cold. And that may or may not be true. I don't know. But my dog has, you know, short hair. Very short hair. She doesn't need to go get groomed. So. Alright. And then what I do is I just take this bit and I fold it back. Like this. And then glue. There. Here we go. So now we've got that part done. Yes! See how fast that went? Boom. And I should have done, I was going to do a special effect thing and I completely forgot it. Like here. You take them away, you put the last one and you snap your fingers and all of a sudden they're there, but I completely forgot I was going to do that and my editing skills are not up to that par yet. So, okay. My garbage is in that direction. So, like I said, I could have just done 2 pieces of paper, I suppose, and glued them back to back. However, this would be perfect with its thickness to sit on top of a, well, my soon-to-be spring journal is sitting right here. So you could put it on like this. Or make it just a tag or whatever. But it would be a thick journaling tag. So I could, I think that's too thick to do any kind of, so, all right, I'm just gonna, any kind of rounded corners. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna glue. And, but first, lovely, lovely, lovely glue strings that like to stick everywhere. So actually what I'm going to do is just kind of wind this around. So before I do all that, come on, get off. There. Got that. And we're just going to do this. And whether I glue over them or not with that, and I probably shouldn't have done all this. I forget hot glue does not work the same way as any other glue. And it's already, yep, don't do it that way. Don't do what I just did because it dries too quickly. Oops. Well, that wasn't very smart. But you can kind of remelt it. Come on, come on, come on. There. That's the wonderful thing about hot glue, kind of, is you can, and again, all these flowers are going to be glued over some of this. Not all of it, but some of it. So what I'll do here is cut it off. There. Come on. Lovely, 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 lovely hot glue strings. My favorite thing of life. Okay, come down. There we go. A little bit at a time. It's been a while since I've worked with hot glue like this, so I'd completely didn't even think, oh, wait a minute, it dries really fast. So we'll come up over here. There we go. And actually, I'm not going to follow my glue lines because that's just going to be difficult at best. There. And then I know that's the dread thing about hot glue is the strings get everywhere. OMG, they get everywhere. So, well, it's a good thing I'm going to cover a lot of this up, and I will make sure it is covered. I swear it will be done. Okay, we'll cut off here. And let's come over here. Trying to get the glue off my fingers. There we go. And this does have a right side and a wrong side. Oh, for crying in the bucket. Come on. There. But for the most part, it can be cleaned up. And I am just going to try to follow up this line for a little bit. So what's the weather like where you're at? Oops. I know we don't have the worst weather out there, so I'm not even going to try to pretend. I would love to hear where y'all are from. Where you're watching from. That would be lovely. Okay. So this, obviously, you're going to see on Saturday. Anybody have plans for this weekend? Not I, said the fly. Not me, said the flea. I am hoping it stops raining and the grass dries out a little bit so I can do what I should have done on Friday afternoon and mow the stupid lawn. But I didn't want to. I wanted to rip up carpet in my bedroom because that was more fun. Of sorts. It was more fun. It's more fun, kind of. I am ripping up the carpet in my area of this house because my allergies are very, very bad. Between the dog, the birds, the chickens, you know, the baby chicks. And then the outside allergies, of course. But I'm having near constant sinus headaches, ranging from moderate to migraine. And I've heard from several people, Tommy being one, that it actually does help greatly to get rid of the carpet. So what I'm going to do, because I priced stick and peel, even the cheap peel and stick vinyl tiles, you know, they want like $1.39 a square foot, which would cost me about $1,600 to do this area of the house. And well, I don't make that much money, so I mean, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, well, it's not going to be on cheap peel and stick. I just have this feeling in my head that like that kind of stuff won't last. So what I'm going to do is use a porch and patio paint. And the floors here underneath the carpet is, sorry, I'm trying to think, is concrete. So, all right, so now we have that. I'll go ahead and stick one down here, and I'm just going to glue and stick now. Glue and stick. Some of these are a little bit hard to tell where the back is and where the front is, but there we go. And gotta add another glue stick. One thing I learned from my home decor making days, you probably all know this, but in order to not run out of glue stick, you just take it, glue one end, Stick it in. Make sure it connects. Just like that. And there you go. And now it's there. Sometimes you have to do it again because it doesn't want to take it. This one it is. You don't get it right on there. And you don't have to worry about running out of glue stick. Let's see, we'll do this one. So in my earlier video, Peter Rabbit this morning, I had this whole finger bandaged up because, unbeknownst to me or any one of us, when I was pulling up the carpet, there was linoleum still stuck in some parts, and so I had the paint scraper that I was using, and I was having to do it quite forcefully, like jab it under the linoleum, and then pull some up, and then jab it under the linoleum, and then pull some up. And, well, I jabbed it right into the end of that. I was very unhappy. It was not pain. It was painful. 'Twas not painless. So, do not recommend that ever. And yes, I'm haphazard about this. Or I'm trying to be. Seemed like there's one. It seemed like I had like way too many of these, and all of a sudden I get on camera and oh my gosh, where'd they all go? I don't know. I don't know. There it is. I sure hope I'm doing this on film. I'm sorry if I'm not. All I'm doing is slapping glue on the back of this. Slap and go. Slap and go. Slap and go. I'm sure we're all familiar out there with hot glue and the issues hot glue presents, such as burning yourself. There we go. Let's attach another glue stick so I don't have to worry about it. So a little bit of there, and then you just stick it and let it set for a little bit. There. And sometimes it doesn't work at all and you have to redo it, but such is life. It seems to be how it goes with a lot of things. All right. So if you do anything with fabric, if you want to recreate this or do something else, please, please, please drop it. I have Instagram. I have my Facebook group. I have Pinterest. All of it's in my description box. I would love, love, love to see what you've done. What you do, what you've done, what you decide to do. All of it. Oh. I was wondering. And I will obviously end up covering. There. I glued them a little bit too far apart, it looks like. But that's okay. I was wondering why they were all looking so... Ouch. I'm telling you, this thing on my fingertip is not happy. But, and yet, dang it. Yes, I could have worn gloves. And yes, I probably should have worn gloves. But my gloves are not exactly fine motor skill, easy to use. You know, they're great for if you're working outside. To a degree, they're great. Because one of the issues that I do have with them, you know what, we can always do that. And we will do it with this one. No, we won't. It doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, it doesn't matter. You've got enough colors. There. But they're not so good with fine motor. Like, I tore up my hands pretty good because I was trying to cover the dog crate outside with chicken wire, chicken mesh. So when I take the chicks out and start acclimating, I don't have to worry about anything getting them. But they're not good for that kind of fine motor where I was attaching it with zip ties. So not very good for doing that. I will say that much. So I had to take them off and then proceeded to tear up my hands and cut them because, well, that's just who I am and how I roll. All right, there we go. Now, I could make more and stick them all in here in between and cover up all that hot glue, and I may go back and do that off camera when I have more time. But for now, we're just going to move right along into gluing gems. Now, I have a plethora of these gems. Some I sent along to Mitzi with our journal swap. And, you know, but that doesn't mean I don't have a veritable crap ton left. So, press and stick. Unfortunately, the big sizes of purple is this pinky purple, which I don't have an issue with. But it wasn't what I was looking for. I wanted something darker. Come on. There. Peel and stick. Press and stick, press and stick. And I kind of feel like I'm rushing through today. I don't mean to rush per se, but I am mindful of not wanting this to go overly long. And aren't you glad, Mitzi? I'm not thinking. I'm just picking up and I'm putting down. I'm not doing, if you're happy and you know it, overthink. Because I'm not. I'm just doing. Just trying to do. Just trying to do. And well, I maybe go through and put more gems through there and cover up that hot glue. Hold on. Somebody's at the door. Be back. And I'm back. It was my housemate's weekly caregiver that comes in. Sometimes Joe doesn't, he's got his games or whatever going so loudly in his room, he doesn't hear. He does not hear the door. Now, I have, like I said, I have a veritable crap ton of these gems, and I only got a few out. Because I did not want, ouch, ow, that really hurt. Take forever trying to decide. Come on, quit moving on me. And let's pick one. I keep getting the same one. It's like I will pick one, I just don't want the same one. Come back. Come back. There. Now, since I am not an expert at making these pinwheels, they tend to bow out in the middle for me. I don't know if they would for anyone else, but for me, they did. It's not the same. No, that's not the same color. There. just pick one. I've already got a bunch of those colors. There's one. Oh. Come on. It's like I feel like I'm taking forever to pick out a gem. Here's a nice emerald green like that one. Oop, nope, not there. At the last second, I realized there was one of the same color right next to it, and that I do not want to do. All right, there's that. 1, 2 more. 3. Nope. Right there. Let's see. No. This way. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, and I'm actually half listening to what's going on out there at the same time. Make sure nothing untoward is happening. Not like anything ever untoward happens. Or not like something untoward ever happens is probably what I should have said. That's a little bit more what I intended. Okay. So, here is this right now. And I've been going a good half an hour. But I will slap some gems in here to kind of cover up the extra hot glue marks with more hot glue marks. So yay that. I'm trying to think if I know anything, if I've been watching anything. Well, I have been watching a lot of Rizzolian Isles and my favorite TV show of all time. Yeah, I don't care if it's close anymore. Is the Closer with Kira Sedgwick. I absolutely loved that show. I loved the character. Yeah, people are free to disagree with me, and that's fine. You know, yeah, it makes us the world go round. But I just loved that she was such a hot mess in her personal life. I mean, an absolute wreck. Addiction to sugar. An absolute slob in the beginning. And it was like, but yet when it came to her career, she was more than excellent. And I just liked that. I gravitated towards that. It was like, oh, wow. It was the first time I'd ever seen a character on TV that wasn't written as perfect. Well, that's squished under there. That's just going to stay. Wasn't written as the perfect woman. You know what I'm saying? And the inward mess of me gravitated towards that. Come on, get back there. Right there. Okay. 2 right next to each other, same color, but I can deal. You can deal. Okay, you can deal. I'll deal. I thought for a half second, did you ever hit record again when you came back in? Yes, I did. There's that. Okay, I'll do another one over here. Okay. Alrighty. Do the dinky. There, squish it in there. I might pick this up and see. Don't you just love hot glue strings? Okay, you know what, y'all? I actually like this. I think that it's the extra glue that I didn't want showing is, I'll do one up here, is fairly covered. Just there. There. All right. There you have it, ladies and gents. There is my answer to Tommy's, let me try to get all the glue strings off. Tommy's Think Outside the Box challenge. I've used the medium, I guess you would call this, of fabric, but not in a journal as like this kind of thing. So no covering the spine, no connecting spines, completely different than it's used. And I chose to make pinwheels and then do this with it. I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, if you liked what you've seen, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified. Leave a comment. That helps greatly. All of those things help to grow my tiny little channel, of which I think I have like 73 subscribers maybe, and I'm so excited. Anyway, so thank you for joining me today. And until next time, peace. Bye.